Hello everyone, welcome to the JD Theory. Today we will be looking at my picks for the next 5 NXT call-ups. Yes, I'm attempting to predict which NXT superstars will be going to Raw or SmackDown next. This, of course, is not an easy task, considering how many talented superstars are in NXT right now, yet I will do my best and make my case for each of the 5 I've selected. And no Joe Hendry. He is not on the list because he is a TNA star. Let's get to it. Now, before I get into the list, I have some honorable mentions. I'll keep them brief. Javon Evans seems like a no-brainer for the main roster, but I believe he's going to have a run with the NXT Championship before they send him up, and I assume they'll give him a solid reign with it. Therefore, maybe a bit before we see Javon in the mix. Tony D'Angelo is someone who's got his gimmick locked down. I don't believe he needs much more time in NXT. The main reason I have Tony as an honorable mention is simply because I expect the 5 I chose before him. I don't expect a title reign or a lengthy one at least. I just think WWE has talent they prioritize over him right now. Also, Blake Monroe is the complete package. From the moment she debuted, we knew this already from the second she debuted, but I believe WWE will keep her in NXT for a while. Very rarely do you see someone debut in NXT and they shoot straight to the main roster. Stephanie Vaquer is a huge exception to that rule. Now, I also think Jacy Jayne is an honorable mention. She is currently holding the NXT Women's Championship as we speak, or at least as I'm writing this script. And I believe a couple of things will happen before she moves to the main roster. First, she needs to drop the belt, of course. That's a no-brainer. And also, I see her faction being dissolved before they move her up. This is just something that happens in WWE for whatever reason. Lola Vice is doing great collaborative work with AAA right now, and her mixed martial arts approach to WWE is very entertaining and main roster ready, but I believe they will delay her main roster debut using her for AAA events for the foreseeable future. She's filling a gap in the company right now, and she might be there a while regardless of how ready she is. And the final honorable mention, Ricky Saints. For a while, it felt like this guy was next up to main roster, but since rebranding and being tangled in an Ethan Page feud, it feels like they plan on keeping him on the yellow brand for some time. I think they give him one more title reign with the North American belt before he moves up. Now, the next 5 people I have on this list, I believe, are the next to debut on Raw or SmackDown. I believe we could see them as soon as the next few months or maybe the beginning of 2026. But whenever it may happen, these superstars are fully cooked. Time to serve them to the larger audience. Now, first off, Jordynne Grace is a no-brainer. Absolute powerhouse, and has been ready for the main roster since inception on NXT. The one thing I worry about is that they give Jordynne Grace a belt and hold her down there for longer just to bolster her resume. But they've had her gun at the title like 5 times this year, and every time she falls short. So why even play this game? Send her up. I promise you, most WWE fans are not thinking about NXT accomplishments of any given superstar unless it's directly brought to attention. Maybe you could put Jacy Jayne in this spot because there is a chance Grace gets the belt from her and Jacy gets sent up, but I see Jordynne going straight to main roster as the more sensible option of the two. Ethan Page is one of the best heels in the company, period. He's felt main roster ready for quite some time now. They did give him the North American belt a few months back, but I think it's about time he drops it. Have Ricky Saints take it back. Ethan has proved his versatility both on the mic and in ring all year, and I think he could become a notable player the second he comes up. Imagine Paige being brought into the Vision. With such a natural heel, there is so much free range here, I could truly see him crossing over before the year even concludes. And this one is quite obvious. I mean, Obafemi has held the NXT Championship for quite a long time now. He's an immediate threat no matter which brand he debuts on. His reign is already historic in the young brand's history, and I believe he could drop the belt now, go straight up to squashing jobbers and low-card talent for the next few months on main brand TV. We've taken our sweet time with Oba on the on the NXT roster. We could start building him up slowly in the background on SmackDown, on Raw. Now, Sol Ruca, she feels like she's being propelled to the main roster as we speak. She's getting big matches with main roster talent, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw her on Raw or SmackDown by the end of this crown jewel cycle. The main problem is her holding 2 belts, and I think she may be holding a third very soon. If this were to happen, I think my pick would be short-sighted, but I do have a feeling Zarya will turn on Ruca, strip her of the North American belt, and in turn keep them from Tag Team Gold. And even if it doesn't shake up that way, I predict she could just lose her North American belt and go straight to the main roster program. And as for the Speed title, I think that could be a simple vacate with a tournament around it. And I think there's a tournament happening as I'm writing this, actually. Either way, drop the belts, move up, and we're all happy. And finally, what is there for me to even explain about Trick Williams? Talk about momentum. Trick has been one of the best all year across every brand. Mike Santana is likely taking the TNA belt from his hands. It's time for that to happen. Trick's run has been a first in history as an NXT superstar with the TNA belt, and it was a great run at that. Coming off this, and his run-in with DIY and Carmelo Hayes, I really think Trick could appear on SmackDown in a week from this video coming out. I mean, he deserves it. Match quality A+, mic skills A+, crowd control A+, and he is more over than ever right now. Triple H, it is time to strike while the iron is hot. Enough said. And boom, there you have it. My picks for the next 5 NXT superstars to be called up. I'd love to know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And of course, I appreciate any and everyone who watched to the end here. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Looking to get some audience engagement going as well, so any comments at all would be appreciated. Have a wonderful day and night. Bye-bye.